This wine is utterly delicious and it catches you off guard with its layers of detail, its flavours and the way it dances on the palate. It's just the third release from one of McLaren Vale's first Albariño growers and it's a banger. We recently held a blind tasting of Australian Albariño, part of our deep dive series at younggunofwine.com. Our panel of winemakers and sommeliers picked their favourites, tasted completely blind. And this wine, the 2025 Orbis Albariño, was selected by half of the panel. That is some serious consensus. From the glass, it's immediately joyous with aromas of pear and apple strudel and cloves. The palate is delicate, but it's loaded with detail. It feels energetic. There's flavours of crisp green apple and guava with a salty mineral and curry leaf spice layers. And that saline and mineral edge gives it a real sense of electricity on the palate, but it's got a light, plush waxiness to the texture too. It really takes your palate on a journey. The 2025 vintage threw a curveball on an extremely early harvest in late January due to warm and dry conditions. Early harvest wines can sometimes lack flavour and complexity, but this doesn't thanks to some clever winemaking from Verity Cowley. After fermentation, she left the wine resting on its lees, the particles of spent yeast cells left after fermentation, for 3 months, gently stirring them, building those textural and mineral layers you see in the glass. Orbis Wines in McLaren Vale is such an exciting project which has been rapidly evolving over the last few years. Orbis was founded by Brad Moyes and Kendall Gray in 2018 when they bought this 50-plus-year-old vineyard and immediately transformed it. Albariño was one of the first of a slew of new alternative varieties that they planted, shifting the focus away from Shiraz. They had a winemaker win the coveted Young Gun of Wine Award 2 years ago, and they've been a multiple-time finalist in the Vineyard of the Year Awards too, and they anchor everything they do in sustainability. Even the mowing is handled by a flock of baby doll sheep. To see our full deep dive into Australian Albariño or to read our vineyard profile of Orbis, head to younggunofwine.com. Cheers.